Alrighty, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTraX Broadcasting. This is Patrick Morrison coming to you live here from Daytona International Speedway. Excellent race we've got lined up for you guys here tonight. As last week, you guys may have noticed that we were originally here at this track for the Budweiser Shootout. We definitely had a great race, a couple little tangle-ups out there, and not too many. Some could have not really been avoided, as many guys were bumping and bashing out there. But tonight we're going to determine how the Daytona 500 is going to run. And I assure you, these drivers after 3 weeks here at Daytona will be quite burned out here of this racetrack. I think they'll start throwing little landmines out there to blow up a few of the potholes out there. Stella, you're joining alongside me tonight, and this track has got a lot of history to it. But we are actually sitting here at a legacy track, so a little bit of history about this track is how bumpy it can be out there, and you're going to see a lot of guys really struggling out here to try to hang in and hold this race together.
Oh yeah, this track actually was paved last in 1978, since you're going to be looking at a 2004 track. It was not repaved again until 2010. So this is a very old pavement, very bumpy pavement. And no, they're not going to be worn out on this track. They're going to be well practiced.
Well, speaking of well practiced, let's go ahead and take a look at what our race is going to consist of here tonight with the Gatorade 125 here with the National Oval Racing Association. 50 laps will be commencing here tonight in race number 1. After that, we're going to be looking at a 60% fuel limit and a limited set of tires, so as many as the pit crews can purchase is how many they'll have. Of course, this being a fixed setup race, this time, no fast repairs. I'm not going to have any extra mulligans or anything to go back at it again. I'll be your producer tonight on this fine 80-degree track temperature day, 67 in the air. Little tough out there for these guys to hang on to the track. I'm more concerned with how that 14 miles an hour wind is really going to play up on these guys when they start exiting turn number 2, as this wind definitely starts pushing these guys around out here. We have got them already all there on the track starting their pace lap as they head around. This should be a great race here so far. But Stella, let's talk a little bit about how our lineup is starting here. Now, what does duel number 1 mean here? Now, duel number 1 means how we're going to line up here for the inside row at the Daytona 500. Now, the guys who qualified last week, this should be a little interesting of who ended up starting. If they ended up winning the qualifier, they will start in the number 1 spot as long as we start the race, which you see the 000 out there of Nick Pressey. He will have no problem out there. He's right now, yep, that's him there in the Net Zero car. And he'll be starting in the number 1 spot. So we'll see how it gets going. Let's get to our starting grid here for the night. As I see, Nick Pressey will be starting in the number 1 spot next to Dylan Picklesheimer. Daryl Johnson starts 3rd next to Jacob Gladelick. Josh Conover will be starting in 5th next to Kevin Baumler, who is 6th. Mike Moultrie will be in 7th, and Cody Smith 8th. Cody Reeder 9th, moving on to Ed Adams, Justin Bland, and Nick Gillis. That's going to finish out our top 12. Only a few more drivers here going ahead and squeezing in as they go around for one more lap here. Spencer Burton, Jay Tway, and Nathan Warner. Right now I'm looking to see how they do out here. Jay Tway out there in the number 11 machine. You see him kind of slacking off just a bit here in the back, and we'll see how his car does here tonight. Now, Stella, awesome race here. I don't know about you. Yep, we get one warm-up lap. These guys kind of putt around for one more time around. We'll see how they do. Right now, I'm currently showing Spencer Burton is stuck down in the pits. I don't know if he had a quick or a late race start here, but that's looking like the number 6 machine there of the Mark Martin machine not able to get out onto the track. And I'm not showing Mike Moultrie out there in the 15th position in the number 40 Chevrolet. We would love to see him get out there and try it here at the Duels to start this race. You know, so many drivers will have some opportunities here, but Stella, it kind of get cut off here if you don't get out there on the track.
Oh yeah, it's you're going to be starting in the back of probably what's going to be a 40-car field next week at the Daytona 500. So the last thing you want to do is miss out on your chance and not be here for the duels.
Yeah, well, you got to hurry up and get out there. No excuses as drivers are getting ready to get going here. You see the pace car lights are off, so we'll be getting going again here. Right now, I'm looking to see what is going on. Stella, can we confirm out there on YouTube that we do have sound?
I can check in just 1 second.
Okay, awesome. I would appreciate it. I'm not showing anything currently
Yes.
happening out there, but I don't know if Cody Height is having some more trouble. We are wishing Cody Height would return back to the racetrack here very soon. I know he's waiting on a computer out there, but we'll see how he does. And then we'll see. We'll try to hold on and see what we can get going right now. How this gets going here for the green flag. And Nick Pressey and Dylan Picklesheimer getting off to a green flag start here. Away we go. Right now, Pressey getting a good jump out there out front. Notice Picklesheimer out there in the midnight blue that Rusty Wallace ran. Following behind him will be sitting Jacob Gladelick in the Home Depot machine. Everyone knows Tony Stewart ran that for a number of decades.
Number of decades.
Yeah, and to the inside of him will be Josh Conover sitting in the number 8. Number 8 machine out there currently sitting on the bottom. That is Josh Conover sitting in 6th. Looking to see if he can get his Chevrolet chugging forward.
Oh, my. Kevin needs to take out some of that lag. Maybe it's just that terribly bumpy track. But no blinking allowed here.
We're still blasting through here. Dylan Picklesheimer getting off to an easy lead here. I would be very surprised to see Nick Pressey actually finish this race here tonight. Not because he, actually yes, because he actually is going to be starting in the number 1 position. So he may want to save that car here tonight. So we'll see how that is going to go. Jacob Gladelick out front he goes. He was out front most of the season last season, out there leading in our Choose Cone car.
Yes, he's chosen the same shade of orange, I do believe, for this car.
Now, hopefully he doesn't get rear-ended and get shoved out of the way by accident in some cases. Now, let's take a look. Right now, Gladelick, he'll have it. Nope, he doesn't have it at the line. That's going to go to Dylan Picklesheimer. Picklesheimer having a great race so far. He got out in front, started on the outside. He's definitely starting to turn it on. Now notice how much the cars are bumping around out there on the track. You see the 0 machine there of Nick Pressey getting spun up there. It's going a heck of a lot better than the 03 race at the Gatorade Duels where we saw Michael Waltrip spin out on turn number 1.
Ooh.
Ended up taking out 4 other cars, and especially when they were battling just to get in to the Daytona Premiere. Definitely have feature race. Whoa, hard bump there. Picklesheimer drops the left side tires below the line. And we are already having some trouble. Here they come. Cross the line one more time, lap number 4. Now, Stella, we talk about lap number 4. Let's talk fuel window here as we sit on top of Dylan Picklesheimer's machine. And right now, we are looking somewhere around about that 25 lap mark is when these guys are going to have to fuel up.
Okay, so we are potentially looking for some green flag pit stops tonight.
Yes. So let's talk about a couple of guys who are shifting backwards. Cody Reeder currently sitting in 12th. Right now hanging just outside. Whoa, Picklesheimer high line. Boy, I think he hit a bump wrong there. Fortunately, there was some room. Huge shove. Now, Stella, with these shovel-nosed cars, the bump draft, we noticed how that worked last week.
Not the best opportunity to do with these cars, but you know, back in 04, you watch, and we had a lot of 3-wide racing last week, and that's not something you see back then. They kind of did a lot of this right here, and it's interesting to see how these drivers are able to take this particular car on this particular track and do what they were not doing in real life.
Yeah. Well, what I think we probably noticed is last race we were actually not at the Legacy track.
When we did the shootout?
Yes. Yeah, we were actually at the more modern one, so it's a lot bumpier this time. As you can see, here's the front nose.
Boy, it was bumpy last time. I would hate to see. Oh my, yes it is. I do also believe we have Mike Moultrie out on the track.
Yes.
He
Yeah, I
has
think I
made
looked
it
out
into
there and
the
he's
seat.
finally turning some laps here.
Yes.
It looks like the number 40 machine out there in the Coors Light. If I'm not mistaken, Sterling Marlin was in that car. So we'll see how he does here tonight. Let's rotate on back. Nick Press, who started on the pole, now down to 6th. As we shoot across the line to get lap number 7 started. Gladelick returns back to the lead here as that outside line definitely starting to pick up some speed. Great job here in the number 22 of Cody Smith, currently sitting in the Ward Burton machine. And that Caterpillar, number 22. Doink. Little bump there. Good move. Ed Adams, you see him in the 21 Motorcraft. And I have not seen Ed Adams out here before, but glad to see a new driver out here, especially for us here at SimTraX Broadcasting.
Always.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great job here by our driver so far. We're about to start going single file here in just a moment. As Kevin Balmer is definitely starting to block that bottom line, making sure no one can get in. 72 machine of Nathan Warner is trying to look to see if he can squeeze in there. But no can do. Look how bumpy that track is. Whew. Yeah, I think that would be one thing if this was an open setup league. You would see a lot of guys trying to soften up that suspension there.
That's what I was just going to ask you. With this being a fixed setup league, they have set these in such a way that they're not going to be taking off that chin spoiler, right?
Maybe. That's hard to say.
Oh. Okay. I don't want to see any end over ends here as they shovel in.
Yep. As you see Daryl Johnson out there in the 38 machine. Right now, currently sitting on the bottom, tucked in behind the number 30, Kevin Balmer.
That's an Elliott Sadler car.
Yeah, that it is. The number 30, who was in that? Was that Robbie Gordon?
I would have to look that one up.
Awesome.
It is.
I figure I'd stump you here.
Always.
Definitely try our best out here. Do appreciate all you guys join us here at SimTraX Broadcasting and watch the first round here of the Daytona Duels. We'll be talking to our race winner at the end as we transfer to find our second duels as they go ahead and clean up the track, and we'll be chasing them down a little bit later. Quick squeeze here as they go there on the outside. A couple of things we are taking a look for. Stella, somebody out there may have mentioned that is a little difficult to see if we can find us out there on YouTube. I would say, Stella, you know an easy way to find us on YouTube?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. You got it. Yep, you'll subscribe and then you'll see all our upcoming. And not just the Nora, the Nora Gen 4 League. You'll also find us on the Bandit Racing there on Wednesdays and USRL on Thursdays. Cody Smith leading the charge here on this one. Still staying out front as we sit taking a look back. Stella, some of the other things you don't see as well when you're watching races like this is a lot of drivers used to be able to get a solid run. Woo, as they getting ready past Spencer Burton there. That puts them a lap down. Sling on past.
Yeah, number 30 has a variety, actually, of drivers. You're looking at Johnny Sauter, Dave Blaney, Jim Inglebright, and Jeff Burton. All of those drivers ran for Richard Childress Racing in 2004. So let's go with Jeff Burton.
Cool. All right. Got a couple of drivers there. It does look like the lapped car there of Spencer Burton squeezes in. I think kind of out there in the back. There's Jay. Jay trying to play catch-up. A little first race here with the league. He'll get better as he goes here. Definitely, Stella, I've kind of putted around out here with these guys, and these guys have a lot of speed. And I would say a lot more daring. They definitely take these cars and make them do what they want them to do. And as you can see, Daryl Johnson making a quick change there earlier in the race, snapping to that inside line. These guys definitely are, when they want to move, they move.
Yeah, without a doubt. Last week we had a couple of fellas that were doing some things that we didn't think was possible. Number 22, this with Smith.
Yeah. Smith hits that bump wrong and rotates up about halfway up the track.
Who is currently in the lead. Just took it over from Jacob Gladelick.
He's currently sitting in here with Jacob Gladelick, looking out that driver window. You see how close, and notice the steering wheel.
Man.
Yeah, he is fighting to keep that thing straight.
That's that force feedback, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Snellville, Georgia. Yahoo! Anybody out there still remember Yeehaw, you'll get that.
Yeah, look at the 22 bottoming out there. There's some contact with the chin spoiler you're asking about. Yeah, and that's the thing you got to be careful of is when you're starting to draft and you see that number 2 machine starting to sneak up behind Cody Smith. Dylan Picklesheimer has got to be careful as Cody Smith's car unloads, comes off that suspension. The number 2 will wedge underneath him and almost pick him up and spin him around. So you'll see a lot of these guys start to back up a good bit off the turn and then on the straightaway do a good shove. And that'll try to get him back to the front. Boy, look how bumpy that track is. You see that dip right there as we get around the turn here. And we are still charging forward. Excellent job as I exit a turn 4. Cody Smith is going to lead that one. Still being pushed there by Dylan Picklesheimer. Driver is being still pretty quiet out there as Ed Adams and the number 21 there on the outside line. Kind of squeezed right in the middle. No escape. Obviously, he's got full confidence out there in the number 20 of Jacob Gladelick, who now takes over the lead here. Right now, Cody Smith out there by himself from Bill Davis Racing. Staying out there by himself.
Yeah, these guys are racing clean. I cannot not be more impressed. They are sticking together. They're not all, spread out all over the track, but it looks like they have definitely come to grips with this track. I just can't wait to see what happens when they start to pit.
I was going to say, well, be careful saying that. As you can see, the smog start to build up here, so a little bit of that fresh air is harder to get as they tear around the track here. Robert Yates Racing definitely showing, kind of flexing a little muscle out here, especially with Dylan Picklesheimer and Daryl Johnson. Both of these guys sitting in the top 8 drivers. And to see how they hold on all the way to the end, this is going to be quite the treat to see how well they can or cannot do. Right now, 2 drivers off pace here. Moultrie is definitely still playing chase. Spencer Burton down here in the 14th position. I believe currently 1 lap down, and Jay Tway, who has lost the draft, is still making up some distance. Starting from the back of the field, that's going to bring us to Nick Geilis in the number 97. The 99 goes to Justin Bland. Pressey is going to hang out in the back, but we say in the back, that's still top 10. Cody Reeder sits 9th, Josh Conover 8th. Daryl Johnson will be 7th, Nathan Warner, in the 6th position. Kevin Ballmer will be sitting 5th. Ed Adams, Jacob Gladelick, Picklesheimer, And moving on to Cody Smith, who are leading this race 19 laps into this one. Duel number 1 still pretty clean out there. Now, I hope if anybody is driving or not driving, watching this race from the outside, take your notes. Right now, these guys are doing a fantastic job. They really need to definitely kind of model what these guys are doing here and not kind of wreck each other up in duel number 2, or we'll know where all our troublemakers are. There you go. There's your 30 wide. As it looks like Warner makes some contact with the wall here. 3 wide again. The 38 sending it straight up the gut here. And we are still spreading them apart.
Right.
Yeah, hooked into the wall. Does go Nathan Warner. He heads all the way to the back. Yeah, I think Warner's going to have some words after that one. Warner got around the turn and then looked like somebody pinched him here. Let's take a look. This is getting ready to head into turn 3. Remember, we end up 3 wide. Watch the 38 machine of Daryl Johnson set it right up the center. Right when the 72 thinks he's got it clear. No can do. You see the right rear hook in the wall, and he's hooked. And he can't let go. There he goes. But great job by not yanking the wheel down and taking out the rest of the field. So Nathan Warner, unfortunately, is going to be here in the back, I think suffering from some body damage out there. Let me see if I can get a little bit of that drone footage out there and take a peek. Yeah, you see the scrapes right above that right front fender and at the bottom of the numbers.
Yes. Look at the shake and rattle and roll.
Yep. Now, that's definitely not something you want to do here at Daytona. And start getting any sort of aerodynamic damage. You fall off pace really fast. And currently, Warner's only down by 2 seconds. He may have a chance if he can keep pace to try to catch back up to these guys, but he's got about another 1.25 seconds to reach out and grab a hold of our guys here in the front. Now, Stella, we talked, I said something a little earlier that our fuel window will be about 25 laps. I would question how many guys decide to take tires here. Jacob Gladelick marching out. He now falls down to 11th, getting ready to be overtaken by Nathan Warner here. Warner, I think, is going to follow behind Gladelick here and try to push him.
Now, what caused Gladelick to be all the way back here? Did he fall back to grab a team member?
If my gut says yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's reaching back there trying to get his team member to work better. And he's going to try to reach back there and grab him and move him up to the front. Don't take my word on it, but I think Nathan Warner, Jay Tway, and Jacob Gladelick may be on the same team. And unfortunately, it does look like a good chunk of his team are kind of marching here in the back. So hopefully he'll be able to kind of rock back to the front here. All right, speaking of the front, let's check back in on our number 8 machine out there of Josh Conover. Conover starting to reel in our top 3 drivers. Cody Smith now sitting in that 3rd spot. Like I said, very quiet out there has been Ed Adams, who's currently up 8 positions here tonight, sitting 2nd. Stella, I don't know if you notice out there, but checking some of our stopwatches out there, Nathan Warner is now starting to knock down faster times than ever out there. Right now, through turn number 1 and 2, he nailed a 22:41. That's fastest on the track. Jacob Gladelick now nailing the fastest time on the track, 44:78. Holy cow, that's 2.5 seconds faster than anybody else on the track here.
Nicely done.
Well, they are working that outside line. Now going to see if they can use Moultrie to their advantage here. Moultrie holding that outside line. And I think Gladelick might just shove him. Yep, it's exactly what he's going to do. Moultrie about to get the ride of his life. He has been putting around out there at about 180 miles an hour. He's now doing 198. Moultrie, hang on. No pit road yet. Got some guys jerking around out there trying to see if they can shake it up. Gladelick with the fastest time out there, almost an unrealistic time, when he pulled a 44:78. The only person closer is Nathan Warner, who's sitting behind him with a 44.8. Stella, I think even any closer than that, maybe a 45:32, I think is the closest thing I can find.
Yeah, 45315 by Nick Geilis.
Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah, to go all the way from the back in a matter of a couple laps, I mean, that's kind of an Earnhardt move there.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed that move made there by Conover heading into that turn.
Woo! Got our first taker.
Yep.
Down pit road, Kevin Ballmer.
Awesome pass here. All right. So Kevin Ballmer, the only one coming down. I think that would concern me as a driver. Let's see how he's doing. 17 seconds still in the box. Now we're going to be a little slower on pit road. I don't know if Ballmer's having some trouble here.
Yeah, but that's painful. And now we have a nice big influx.
Yep. Whoa, 21 sliding it in. And Jay Tway, hey, look at that. Able to make up some time coming into pit. Good job. All right, Jay might be able to still be in the fight here. Down a 45-mile-an-hour pit speed limit. Go ahead and take a look. Whoa, the two missing the box here.
Oh, painful. No, no, no. Oh,
Well,
dear.
something's going on here because he's in the box, but something's not loading here. Yeah, you saw Dylan Picklesheimer having to shift back and forth like 3 times.
Yeah, that's going to cause him not to take tires. Fuel and go.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that doesn't cost him here in the end. I would say super speedway, it shouldn't matter as bad with those tires. But we'll see when he's got the glazed tires and he heads back down. As it looks like pit road's starting to heat up again. Driver's heading on in. That is Cody Reeder entering the box.
That should be our last batch.
Yep. So Pressey, Conover, Reeder, Bland, Guileless. We're waiting for guys to get up to speed. Jacob Gladelick should be the one to get there first. But
Oof.
fast times here. Out front, Reeder, Pressey already heading out. Oh, boy. I think Cody Reeder might have just broken over the top of the yellow line here. Jay's got to get up to speed.
Yeah, you got to kind of come out of there like a bat out of Hades.
Like you're on fire. Yeah, you can't wait. You got to have that hammer down.
Now,
It is tough when you're sitting there on the on the skirt there on the bottom. He's on fresh tires, so it's got a chance of stepping out on him there. So he doesn't want to do that.
That
All
we
right.
have seen.
Oh, dog! Just moved back, taking a look back here at Ed Adams in the 21. Looks like Gladelick with a huge checkup there, almost make contact there with Jay in the number 11 car. Holy cow, that was close.
Yeah, 21 was playing back there with Gladelick for a while we were checking out the pit road action. And I was kind of curious whether he was going to fly by Jacob Gladelick because of the difference in tires. Only 2 of our fellas tonight, Dylan Picklesheimer and Jacob Gladelick, chose to do a fuel and go at this lap 27.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him. Right now I'm showing Cody Reeder with a 10.87, Nick Pressey with 11.6 down the box. So a couple different options here guys have and have not taken. Outside line is going to go to Ed Adams with a 13.3 in the box. Around he goes. So maybe just 2 tires there on the right side might assist in getting them to hook. Dale Earnhardt thought that was a great idea as well. Here at Daytona to take a set of right sides. Get back out there and go for it. And now we are still side by side out here, Stella. When we come to the line, we'll have 20 laps left to go. We'll be talking to figure out who our winner is. That will be starting in the second spot on the inside row. For the Daytona 500 that will commence next week. Right now, good separation out here on the field. These are our top 6 drivers, although there are 7 sitting here.
Yes. So
right
who,
now,
one of these things doesn't belong?
Kevin Baumler.
Ah.
So had been up in the front. Remember I said he came, well, remember how we watched how he came down pit road by himself.
It took him almost a minute, though, to get repaired whatever it was down there.
Yep.
55 seconds. That's rough.
Yeah, if not that, that was a speeding in penalty.
Ah.
It may come down just a little too hot. Let's see how they fare.
These guys feel it getting close to the end. They're starting to push it. I mean, we've got several 44s up here on the rack now, as far as time goes.
Well, they were definitely starting to... They were separated by almost a second and a half out there. The separation we're seeing now with Dylan Picklesheimer way out here. Remember I said he was... Well, we saw it down pit road where Picklesheimer was missing the box out there, so him and Nathan Warner are going to try to work together and work their way up to the front. If they could link up with Jay, I think they may have an opportunity of the 3 of them making up some distance here. But it would be utilizing Jay, who's a couple laps down here, to see if they can shove themselves up to the front. But with 18 to go, they got to start really getting going here, as they are 13 and a half seconds behind now as this clump of cars are now taking off. You were saying earlier we're starting to hit the 44s. That we are. Yeah, we're just teetering below the 46s of the last lap times. But Cody Smith is back into the lead out there in the number 22 Chevrolet after a quick fuel stop. Back on lap number 26. That's going pretty well. Appreciate you guys joining us here for Gatorade 125s. This is duel number 1 here tonight. And we'll be getting duel number 2 after this race. So don't go away. We're having a conversation with our driver.
Don't run. Yeah, when we finish up, don't run, because this is just the beginning. We're going to do another 50 laps with the other half of this field, just like they do in the reels.
Taking a look here off the back end of Cody Smith's machine. Trying to push a little harder there as Cody Reeder there on the bottom.
That's Scott Wimmer's machine, number 22.
Yeah, look at that outside line starting to really work here. Jacob Gladelick with a good shove. That gets Ed Adams out there in his Ford by just a little bit. Oh, hit a bad bump there. That's Cody Reeder.
Wow. Yeah, it really does sling them off if they're, I mean, how do you prepare for that bump? Do you have to pull to the inside?
Hold it.
You know, because the bump throws you out?
No, you just hold the wheel. Or try not to hit it. Try not to hit it at the same angle.
So no texting and driving.
No, absolutely not. Cody Reeder, a little blank out there. Josh Conover still toying around here in the top 5.
Good to see him up in the top 5.
Yeah.
He's right where he started.
I think it's also something to notice. Notice the shade on the farther end of the track here between 3 and 4. And then we have almost full sun between 1 and 2. So the track temperatures are changing and really messing with these guys here. If you want to note, let's say Nick Pressey, who's hanging out here in the back. Let's take a look and see what he sees. Daytona is known for the glare that you get from the sun hitting you directly in the face heading into turn number 1. But look at that wheel.
Yes.
And the outside line is smoother.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes. When I've raced out here at this track, the outside line is the more smooth line of the two.
Oh, man. Well, it's definitely moving pretty smoothly right now.
Yeah, let's see how Cody Reeder looks.
Cool. He's got a little Jackson Pollock going on his helmet there. Or just some red and black digi-camo.
Stella, we are still racing this one out, though. 13 laps left to go. Getting ready to run into some lap traffic again here with Spencer Burton. He has been down pit road twice here tonight. Last one consisting of 1.88 seconds. Trying to stay out front as the gang of cars behind him at a much faster speed. Spencer Burton currently 179 miles an hour, 195 out of Ed Adams. And gaining.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 198.
Rapidly.
Yeah. Now, right now, Spencer Burton's going to try to hold the high line here.
Okay. Nice. Oh,
little
in the
nudge,
wall.
6 into the wall.
Yeah.
No.
Darn.
So he does squeak away here. And hoping that Dylan Picklesheimer and Nathan Warner would have been able to catch up. I don't think they were able to link up with Jay there. Looks like Jay was unable to stick with him. Boy, look how much these boys wiggle around.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at the fact that, like, the top 9 are a half a second apart.
Yes.
I mean, that is tucking it in there.
Yep, half a second apart and over 200 miles an hour heading into turn number 1.
Yeah, and we can't get them to do that at 55 on the highway.
No. No. Alrighty. Stella, not bad here. First round of the duels. If we can make this caution-free, that would be fantastic. I think everybody's kind of rally-capping for that. As Nick Geilis out there in the number 97. I believe that is the Sharpie machine out there tonight. Gaining 3 here.
97 or old Kurt Busch. Rolling around there.
Oh, yeah. Now, notice how I would say ones right now like Nick Geilis. The bad luck doesn't stop here. Nick Geilis has gained 3 positions, so he will actually move up 3 slots starting next Monday. If he finishes right here now. But drivers like Dylan Picklesheimer have lost 8. So he went from starting 3rd row to somewhere starting in maybe the 13th row. So right now, so if you have a bad night tonight, this is going to be even worse next Monday. So you really got to show up. Drivers like Cody Smith, Cody Reeder, and Ed Adams there for a moment. Each of them had gained 7 positions here on the night. So they would actually be starting nose to tail of each other to begin the Daytona 500. Cody Smith is doing everything he can, though, to make sure he stays out in front of Reeder here to finish this race and see if he can come away with a win. But it's hard to do wow, come on, Cody. Reeder, that is, in the number 19. You see his Dodge blinking out there.
Under 10 laps to go. We are still under green flag. I am hoping that these gentlemen endeavor to persevere.
Yeah, you wouldn't think 16 miles would mean that much, but it does. As they continue to power along out there here at Daytona. Definitely a great track. Plenty of things to do. Look at the 38.
3 wide. Oh.
Darrell Johnson trying to send it here. Little disconnect there from the 38. That was a horrible time. Right now,
yes.
I think he was thinking he was going to get some help out there, and no can do. He's going to fall out. Rides the wall, Days of Thunder style.
Oh.
And tucks back in behind the 30 machine. Boy, he's not going to be happy about that. Give it to him for trying to trying to make up some distance there and shoot around the outside, but no can do for him.
It was. It ended up being more of a Hail Melon than it was a Days of Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah, well, definitely working it here. Still got over 30 viewers out there here currently watching the race here. As the
Welcome
Gatorade
aboard.
125 duel number 1 is coming to a close. 7 laps left to go. Ed Adams is leading the race. But that's just for the moment. Let's see if Jacob Gladelick can keep doing the great pushing that he's been doing to help fight them back to the front. Are we going to have a tangle up here at the end and everybody will be at the backup cars heading into the 500?
Yeah, it is a little pushy there.
Yep.
But I don't think Jacob Gladelick is going to be satisfied with a 3rd or 4th place. I think he'd like to see himself up there on the podium tonight.
Yeah, looking a little dicey out there right now. Gladelick would love to come away with that position. Like you said, to see if they can shoot back over there. Right now, our top 11 guys are still on the lead lap. Nick Gillis, the final one here in this clutch, who's battling here for a position. Picklesheimer and Warner have dropped now 25.5 seconds off pace. So has now doubled from the last time we checked in on them. Right now,
And
I think... Go ahead.
Of you 30 or so people out there watching, if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing so that you can chat with us out there. We do keep an eye out there. You'll see other members like Ken Kleba, Jay Plays, even our Drift King are out there chatting. And you can join them. Just have to go ahead and subscribe because we kind of have to limit the bots down there, and that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. No way, I know you fellas are for real. All right, getting back out there. Looks like we are catching up to some lap traffic again. I think that is, yes, that is Jay actually getting caught here. And this may put him lap 3 down here. Notice a clump of cars coming from behind.
They are coming. Pick a side there, Jay, because they are coming in hot.
Yeah. Now, definitely, as long as you were predictable of where you're going to be, I think normally everybody can shoot around. Here we sit with Nick Pressey. Boy, look at that wheel. Gosh, I'll probably never get over that. I mean, just how difficult it is to hold it. And you're white-knuckled around the turn trying to make it through.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Did everybody make it?
But look how Gladelick is moving around out there.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Look at the, yes.
Yeah, some guys have tightened up the steering ratio, some have loosened it. Yeah, and I would say it looks like Gladelick may have tightened it up a little bit here. I find a little bit of success running a 16-1. That way, if it moves around a little bit, it's not as bad. May have our first trouble here. As right now, we see Josh Conover getting banged around.
Yes.
Yeah, Conover looked like he may have gotten a bad shove there from Justin Bland. Bland took a look to the inside, the yellow line. Cannot pass around.
No, cannot pass below that yellow line. And we are 2 laps to go. White flag should be coming up. Oh. What was that? We got a big checkup. Ouch. Is
Yeah, if I'm not
Cody Reeder?
mistaken, that was Cody Reeder. Some miscommunication out there is going to bump Cody Reeder out of the running, dropping him down to the 9th position.
Wow. That, I wonder if that was an equipment failure. I mean, what in the world?
Yeah, not sure. We may check you back in on it here in just a moment. As he gets marched out and quickly.
Final lap. Oh, Josh Conover.
Yep, Conover's
is
gone.
Backwards.
Boom. Totals it there. Nick Gillis grabbing a hold of him.
Oh, no.
Let's stick with our guys up front. Here's Ed Adams up into the wall. Right now, this is Cody Smith and Nick Pressey. Pressey, regardless of his finish here, will still start on the pole to start the Daytona 500, but he's looking to win the Gatorade. 125 here. Oh, boy. Rotates down and starts dooring the 22 here. Watch Jacob Gladelick look to see if he can push Cody Smith to a win. Inside line, starting to pick up the pace. Pressey trying to see if he got the outside line here, and at the line, it's going to go to Nick Pressey.
Wow. That was a photo finish.
Great job there by Pressey. Let's take a look back at what happened to Cody Reeder to start our first pileup here, and then we'll look at our finish. Yeah. Reeder's just caught. Reeder's in a pinch here. And we'll see if we can happen what happens farther on down the line here. Cody Reeder's been sliding all over the track, and that was some of his problem here.
Yeah, but
yeah, try and take a look, because it shows him originally marching out here. Oh, right there. Boink.
Yeah, he checked up.
Boy, look at the 21.
What a save by Ed Adams.
Yeah, and this is where we were watching Ed Adams here at the line. Boy, great job there. Fantastic.
And for them to get back double wide before the end, that was a nice move too.
Yeah, and then coming to the checkered flag, that was impressive. So you see the pinch, everybody getting 3 wide. You see Darrell Johnson trying to send it. As Pressey cutting it close.
Giving it a shot again on the outside there.
Yeah.
But didn't have enough help from the Viagra machine. Oh,
that's how close.
At that. That's close.
What a shot here. Excellent job here. All right, guys, hold on in just a moment. We're going to talk to our drivers and see what they have to say. We're going to at least get a hold of Nick Pressey out there, I hope. We're going to talk to him about what a run he had here. Awesome job. I was a little concerned, though, with guys getting doored there right at the end. And pretty tough out there, so we'll see how it all kind of unfolds for him here at the end. Now, right now, I'm looking for Cody Smith with Bill Davis Racing. We're going to go ahead and talk to him as well. At least grab a hold of our top 2 drivers. All right, guys, hold on just a moment. We'll be talking to them and switching to the other room. All righty, everybody. Catching up with the third place finisher here, Justin Bland. The 99 machine pretty quiet here during the duels, but come out with a third place finish. How'd you get through?
I tell you what, if that's any kind of inclination of what we got coming on for next week, I'm really excited for this 500. Car was really fast, worked together really well with her teammates. We just kind of wanted to sit in the back, kind of feel it out. This first time I've been in the Gen 4 in probably at least a year, so wanted to kind of see what this draft package felt like, and kind of took our time, see what we had, and then race came near the end. We're going to try to make one big push for it, and got close, got up to third, so we'll take it.
Man, a couple tumble ups out there. It was pretty rough. Talk to me about the track. How rough was it on your car?
Holy cow. Yeah, I forgot how rough this track was. It's been a minute running the new Daytona kind of spoils you. You come back to this, and you're working the car the whole time. Tires are actually somewhat important. You have to kind of take care of that right front, or you really start pushing there later in the run. So it's a whole different beast. You're not even worrying so much about pushing the cars around you. You're just kind of surviving.
All right, shout out time.
I got to thank Nick, brought me on board here a couple weeks ago. Been kind of looking around for something to do this year league-wise. It's been a little bit since I raced, and then he reached out a little while ago. So got to thank him for getting me involved, getting me back out this year.
All right, Justin Bland, congratulations on your third place finish. Let's see if you can do in the 500.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. All right, so you feel the confidence there. Pressy, yes, is there, but Cody Smith now moves up to starting in the second row, and Justin Bland will be starting in row number 3. So I guarantee you Cody Smith is pretty happy about starting behind our pole-sitting driver of Nick Pressy, Cody Smith. All right, the 22 did a pretty good job here tonight, but man, oh man, that track was so rough. It looked like there wasn't a single soul out there that could drive a straight line.
Yeah, man, my wrist hurt. It's a bumpy Daytona. It's a lot of fun. I decided to just hold the low lane, the safe lane, I thought, most of the night. I had a lot of good help from the 21 when we got off pit road. And then the 19 helped me a lot and kept me out front for most of that second half stint of the race.
Dude, what in the world could you have done to get across that line when Nick Pressy was there? I saw the two of y'all making some contact heading through 3 and 4.
Well, he got a huge show from the 99, so all props to Justin there for helping him out. And it's just really hard to hold off the top lane there. I thought we had it 1 headed into 3, but they got a good run. But I got to thank, again, the 21, the 2, the 19, and I also got to give a shout-out to my smoking hot wife.
Attaboy. Well, we're also
Nice.
watching here in the slow-mo there of the 21 of Ed Adams, who said he had that race worked up a sweat, and he was, I think it crunched in your right front fender just a little bit when he broke sideways. If you got two guys getting away, a couple laps away, so hopefully the Daytona 500 stays as clean as it was tonight. You guys went flag to flag green, which was awesome. I definitely expect to see you guys do much of the same. Cody Smith, go ahead and give me a shout-out here, buddy.
Yeah, just again, the 21, the 19, the 2, they were all real fun to work with. Josh puts on a great league. It was one hell of a race. Like you said, flag to flag, got green flag pit stops in. Very clean, a little bit of action at the end, but that's plate racing for you. So hopefully we can keep the Cat 22 up front when it comes to the 500 and walk away with a win.
All right. Well, that would definitely be a way to set a precedent for the rest of the season, that you move out of the 20 and into the 22, and then all of a sudden start coming on board and picking up the pace. Cody Smith, good luck to you, and we'll see how you do next week.
Yep, y'all have a great night, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so Nick Pressy, not only is he going to be starting on the pole, but decides to take away the win here tonight. So talk to me a little bit about this race as we kind of bring it down to the very final laps when you're trying to push that 0 car up to the front.
I am the 0 car.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. How did you get the 0 car
pushing
up to
your
the front
car.
here, buddy?
Yeah. So honestly, I wasn't planning on winning this race, to be honest, at first, because I knew I was the only one in the field who didn't have any real reason to be urgent. Having the pole and whatnot, already taking the green flag. I wanted to coast it, but the way the pit strategy went, I said, I can have a little fun with this. Decided to up around. I've always been a Tony Stewart, so seeing that orange 20 car, I was like, maybe I'll help him out a bit. It didn't pan out the way I thought it would. With around 3 to go, 2 to go. I ended up on the inside of a whole lot of cars that were spinning or about to spin, something of the like. when we took the white flag, I said, you know what, go up, see where the runs take you, and I ended up having a real good shot because happening to be second kind of killed 22's momentum. He still had a great shot coming off of four. It's just that I had two options that I could choose from really that he couldn't coming out of four, being I could either have the 38 push me, but that didn't work out, or I could come back down on the 99, have him push me, side draft the 22 to the line. Uh, Ended up going with the latter, and that's just kind of how it all happened.
How do you see this playing out going into the 500? Not only, you defend that number one spot, but you got all these tough drivers that are going to be lined up right behind you that you raced here tonight. I mean, do you sit back and watch duel number 2 and figure out who's going to be looking to your outside, seeing that was the more controlling line tonight?
I think I'll watch the end of the Knicks game first. No, in all seriousness, yeah, I'll be having a look at Duel 2 on your stream, just because, look, I knew that one of the most important pieces of information I was going to get was how this car was going to handle on old tires, and I think this is going to be a really fun race next week. That we're all gonna for you to look over us and broadcast for us to drive. The way these cars handle when the tires get old, it's so much fun, and maybe I do have a look at that second duel just to see who else is going to be up there fighting like that at the end.
All right, well, Al Likens has been looking pretty fast here as of late. Nick Presley, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and we're going to head over to the Gatorade Duel number 2.
Shout out to my teammate in the 60 car, Colin, couldn't make it here tonight. Shout out to the Net Zero for sponsoring this number 0 car. How apt, if you will. I'd like to thank my mom. I know she's not doing too well, but she's starting to recover. She means a lot to me, as does the rest of my family. I'd like to thank Josh Conover and the other admins for putting on this league, and I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting it.
All right, Nick Presley, congratulations. Not winning just the other night there for the poll, but winning tonight. That means you only got the trifecta. You got to win next week. Yeah, good luck to you, buddy, and we'll see how the number 0 car does out front.
Here's to hoping number 0 is number 1.
Yeah, there we go. All right, good luck to you, buddy. All right, Nick Presley going ahead and taking away the win. Guys, hold on just a moment. We are going to switch and find the guys starting duel number 2, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Here, slight intermission there as we find our drivers out there for duel number 2 here at Daytona. Boy, I can't wait to see how this goes. Notice how the weather's starting to change here. We're starting to switch to a little bit of overcast here, and that would be my only concern. Let's take a look at what we've got. Wind has slowed down a little bit now to 12 miles an hour, and we are still overcast. And notice the track temperature has dropped down now to 74 degrees. So it's going to be a little tougher for our drivers out there. Once again, we are still going to be running 50 laps as this is duel number 2 here with the National Oval Racing Association. 60% fuel limit, so we are, once again, it's going to be the same as the other one. This is just going to be choosing the outside line. This is going to determine where everybody's going to start next Monday, and we're going to be getting it underway. Unlimited set of tires, fixed setup league, and of course no fast repairs. Didn't seem to affect anybody last race, as it was a great race until the last lap, which still ended up in a finish out there for Nick Pressey, doing a fantastic job coming away with the win there for the Gatorade 125 duel number 1. But Gatorade 125 duel number 2 is going to start off a little bit like this. Let's go ahead and get this one underway. As Al Likens, a driver you guys may have seen here on SimTraX Broadcasting before. Yes, he is out here from another league, joining us tonight on the pole position. He'll be starting in the number 2 spot, starting the Daytona 500, but Sam Taylor will be starting on his outside in the number 12. And the rest of the drivers that are going to be battling for position, Matthew George will be starting in the 25, moving on to Eric Essary will be starting in the number 32, who starts 5th. But I don't want to leave Dalton Tucker out there. We definitely don't want to leave him out as the number 42 machine, and Dustin Kleba starts behind him. I got a feeling we're going to see those two starting in that order, so that's why I'm going that way. Joey Stats will be starting in the 7th position, moving on to Brady Moats. We'll see if his system works tonight, as he is going to be in a tough spot. The number 1 machine there on the outside. Notice he's in the post-Maxwell House car. There he is, getting nice and close, taking a look. Moving on through to Blake Hoppy, who will be starting in the number 33 machine in the Tracker Boats. All right, now that moves us on to James Hudson, Corey Harville. Now, Stella, check that out. You didn't think Corey Harville was going to make it? Yes, he did, starting 11th next to Jacob Lee. And I'm fairly certain we had a driver, somebody out here saying, let's go Jake Lee. That must be Jake Plays out there. Yes, it is.
Yes, Jake Plays.
Yep, Jake Plays. So let's move on through to Brian Jones. We'll be starting in the 13th position. And the number 24, you can't mistake who's in the Rainbow DuPont car. You know who that is. So that is going to be Vincent Arthur. We'll see him up front a good chunk here of this season as DJ Daniel. Tay McDonald, yes, another driver you've seen out here from the SimTraX broadcasting team of Tay McDonald, who's going to be hanging out there. He'll be in the 06 machine in the Mobile 1. Let's see how he does. And I'm fairly certain I think I made it on that deck lid. Hot dog, look at that now. I think Jake Christenberry will be starting in the final row here of these duels. Check this out. Is that Tay McDonald? Let's take a look. Aha! I made it.
Nice.
All right. Well, we normally call for Tay out here in the Echo Fasteners machine. Yes, he is. There on the back. And I am fairly certain, I think, that Tay out there should be running for Robert Yates Racing. Yes, he is. So with the Yates engine underneath that car, let's see how he does tonight. He should have no excuses for not finishing very well here tonight. We'll see this one get underway here in just a moment. Gatorade Duels getting ready to take its last pace lap here, hopefully for the night. And we'll park the pace car and let these boys rip it for 50 laps here at Daytona.
Now look how high these cars are chin spoiler wise. I'm able to look under them and see air to the next car. Does it actually sink down that much as they start running?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, also consider the G-forces of it pushing down to the track. So as we're taking off the back here of Sam Taylor, looking back at the 25 machine of Matthew George, you do see the separation. As they race, it almost squats and that chin spoiler makes contact with the ground. Which really isn't a good thing, but it does happen.
I was worried last race that they were going to to snag the concrete. They were so close.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever noticed the difference as they, are just doing the pace lap.
Well, pace laps are coming to an end. Al Lyken's going to take off to a start here. And let's see how he does as we get the Duels number 2 kicked off here. I want to give a quick shout out there to Gatorade. Out there, check out the, I almost said the Ricky Rudd car. The Tide Machine popping out in the number 32 as Eric Essary will be starting in 6th. He's on the inside line now. He's falling back just a hair. Looks like a little stumble there during the start. Stella, I would think everybody gets a little shocked out here once they get out into the field. That they get back on this legendary track, the bumps and bruises these guys take, and how they move around. Boy, look at that. Just the moves that these guys make in these cars. Yes, you guys see them switch from the outside to the inside lane. It is not as easy as it looks. Right there, we saw Dustin Kaleba in the number 9 slide all the way down, and we see DJ Daniel out there in the number 18 in the Interstate Batteries machine. Whoa, little wiggle heading down the front stretch there. I don't know if the air is coming off the front there of the number 10 of Jacob Lee. A little funny, and I think the 18 having to jerk around there just a little bit.
Somebody's going to have to tell me what's happened with Joey Stats.
Joey Stats is actually looks like he's marching out of the field here. I think he wants to hang in the back. There's no sense in. I think this is what Jay Tway was trying to do. Is he hung back, kind of follows behind these guys, and then he'll catch the field later. There's no sense in getting there door to door where there could be more trouble out there on the track. Right now, we are seeing a couple of guys sliding off that turn a little harder than they wanted to be. Let's check in on Brady Moats, up 3 so far. That gives him a 5th place sit now. And Daryl out there saying, let's go duel number 2.
Oh, yeah, we're going.
As the rest of the drivers out there are having fun out there. Some of them are shifting around.
So is that Daryl Johnson, the number 38?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, Daryl rejoining our broadcast.
Excellent.
Yeah. I hear that a couple of times. People are pretty happy about joining us here on the broadcast. I try not to leave any driver out, and we don't stay stuck on the top 3. You definitely like moving around there just a little bit, see how people are doing. Speaking of which, there's another one. Tay McDonald, I don't know if you noticed the 06, top line to the bottom, deciding to take Vincent Arthur to the inside here.
Yeah, didn't like where it was. The 45 of Brian Jones just can't quite decide. He was down, he was up, he's back down behind Tay again.
Now somebody else who can't decide right there. Sam Taylor starting to sneak down a little bit, going down and almost nudging the edge of Matthew George. And Brian Jones slid up to the top lane, now back down to the bottom. That's going to give the 84 Jake Christenberry a little bit of a run here, as he's able to get the vacuum and start pulling up to the front. Notice how Joey Stats is starting to make up a little ground here. He's worried about losing the tail.
Don't lose that draft. It's a killer.
Well, he's off by 0.3 of a second here, but he's still hanging in. I would say right as that wheel starts shaking just a little more, that's where he's trying to get. Not bad. Let's check in on Blake Hoppy. Hoppy was nervous he was going to miss the duel here, but he was able to get into the car. And back out there on the field. Stella already 4 laps complete, halfway through lap number 5 here. And we've got some drivers already shuffling around. DJ Daniel and Tay McDonald. Tay now taking over the position of 12th. That's going to give him 4 here already on the night. I expect to see Tay probably finish a top 5. I give it to Al Likens right now. This guy has led every lap here so far out front.
Our top 4 have shuffled a little bit, but they are all right back where they started again. Dustin Kaleba, 5th, is up 1.
Yeah, some of these drivers have got to be a little careful. Dalton Tucker didn't have much luck at the shootout. As he's, a little slip there. Sam Taylor decides bottom line instead. That's going to go ahead and march Al Likens out of the number 1 spot, giving Dalton Tucker and Sam Taylor a duel now. Moving on to Brady Moats, who holds the outside line. Post-serial machine. Let's see how he does. Now notice how Vincent Arthur back there in the number 24 machine of in his Chevrolet is having trouble turning back to the front here. But he is he's still hanging out back though. Very interesting to see. Let's see what Brown can do for you. The 88 machine of James Hudson outside line. Switches down to the bottom there and slows it down just a bit. As we sit inside of James Hudson's car, that's 7 on the night. Jacob Lee and DJ Daniel look like they're going to be making up that outside lane, and look at the speed they come with out the side. Let's see if we can move over passenger seat here. You can see the number 10. Number 10 of Jacob Lee. Look at the pushing he's getting from the 18. So Lee and Daniel definitely working very well together. And right now, Joe Gibbs Racing of DJ Daniels is working with the Hendrick Motorsports driver of Jacob Lee, who now has the lead. Awesome job there outside line. I think Vincent Arthur saw that work, and he's now going to take that line. High side here for Vincent Arthur as we get up into the Michelin chopper view here. Taking a look down from the top.
Brian Jones is screaming up from behind. He wants a piece of that too.
Yep. Cody Smith says the broadcast looks amazing. Appreciate you, buddy. We try to give you all sorts of angles out here. We try to maintain historically accurate. Stella, if I am not mistaken, we'll rewind and see what's going on. I'm fairly certain the Michelin had not gotten into our chopper yet. It was actually the Pennzoil chopper view.
Okay.
Work on that one.
I don't know. I don't think the Michelin's ever been in the chopper.
Oh, yeah, it has.
Only for you.
All
Only
right.
for you.
Well, Jake Christenberry, take a look at this 13 position gain. That is working for the 84 machine there on the outside. I believe that is the CarQuest machine. Yes, it is. James Hudson in the Tide machine. They're sitting third on that outside line. As they charge here out of turn number 4, heading toward the checkered flag here. Well, the start-finish line, that is. Checkered flag, no can do. 40 laps left to go here on this run. No driver has broken any faster than what we saw Jacob Gladelick doing in the last race. 44 seconds of what he was able to do. I've only got less than a handful of drivers breaking under a 46. Only a couple of them. Joey Stats made a 45.82. Vincent Arthur with a 45.87. Essary with a 45.88. And a Christenberry with a 45.89. Wow, Jacob Lee hard off that turn. That's going to cost him the lead there. I think he had to let off the gas. That thing started creeping up on him on the exit of 4.
He is still in it.
You want to give it to him, though, as that track temperature is definitely playing on him here. Nick Pressey's saying, here we go. Everybody rooting on the number 10 of Jacob Lee to hold on to this lead here. As we pop to the top in the Goodyear blimp. Taking a look at the 18 machine here of DJ Daniel there on the outside. Right now looking to see where it is. Vincent Arthur was hanging back to stay out of trouble. Look at the 88. Oh my gosh. Stella, I would say it's almost suicide going down there and touching that yellow line. As you can see, many drivers, even last race, touches that yellow line and they actually start slinging up the track out there. And that is not really where they want to be. Now, can you talk to me a little bit about maybe the strategy that Al Likens is playing here? He goes from that number 1 spot, sitting now down in the 16th position. Is that really where he wants to be?
Well, I don't know, because the Joey Stats surprised me first off. They said, well, they just want to hang out there. Maybe they know they have the speed. If they can stay in the draft, they can keep up with the group and stay out of trouble. Something tells me they're expecting not green flag racing in this duel.
If they can get these cars slowed down enough not to get collected in one of the wrecks, I believe this would be a fantastic idea. But we saw during the shootout what it looked like when Conover was checking up and they slid into each other no matter how much they tried to slow down.
Yeah, they went into the grass and still got
Right. And
wrecked.
people are still getting hammered up out there. Yeah, it's pretty tough. So
Now,
we are.
I've got to know, as far as that question regarding the Michelin. I mean, was it the chopper you were looking for, or the Michelin Man? Because you know that guy is from 1894.
Yeah, how do you think restaurants got the reviews?
Yeah, but that I'm talking the Michelin Man. I don't know why. It never would have occurred to me that. I mean,
Tires were,
the
were before the
1800s.
car?
Yeah. No, just that advertising guy.
Yeah. All right, 31 machine here at Corey Harbor, sitting currently in 9th. And Stella, fix me on this one. In this one, Robbie Gordon, 31, singular wireless?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, man, this seems familiar. Because Robbie Gordon was known for the throwing a piece of his roll cage out. I believe it was at Richmond. To get a caution. He was looking for debris on the track.
Oh no!
Yeah. He actually reached up to the A-pillar, grabbed a hold of the protective foam that they put around parts of the roll cage where your head made contact or any body part, took it off and threw it out the window. They saw it as debris, shut it down because he needed a caution badly.
Dirty pool.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, we've heard a lot. We've heard about the ball bearings being released. We've heard, wasn't it
Waltrip.
or something, sticking his hand up on the webbing to try to keep the wind going by or something, and they penalized him for that because he had like a special glove or
Oh,
something.
something like that, yeah. I think that was
So-
more recent, though.
Oh yes, oh yes. But I mean, there's always an edge.
All right,
But
our
that-
new leader is Jake Christenberry, who's currently sitting out there on the track. Tay McDonald, yeah, we're going to put the camera on this guy a little bit. Cody Smith, roll bar padding happened at Atlanta. Okay, right person,
Ah.
wrong track.
Okay.
At Atlanta, no kidding. All right, Tay McDonald now up to 7th.
That cost him.
And right now, that is Jacob Lee sitting in at number 3 spot down there on the bottom. Boy, yep,
Up.
right there. There's a bump down there on the yellow line.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. It is just jerking these guys around something fierce. Now, do we expect this entire season with these cars? I mean, I know not all the tracks are this rough, but I mean, this kind of handling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, we've essentially taken what they mark as the ARCA cars and put 900 horsepower underneath the hood,
Yeehaw.
which is somewhere around 200 more than they're currently running today in the next gens.
Okay. Look at this.
Yes. And that's why I
They
was
do
trying to
get
get
it.
us a good ride here with our outside line starter that we
We
will
do
see
get a
next
little
week.
rest on the straightaways, just a little bit. But now I see why the drivers work out. I mean, because or either that or this is their workout. Looks a lot like shake weight.
Yeah. Very, very tough out there for even Al Likens. Let's move back up front as Jacob Lee had the lead there for a moment. But it looks like inside line's now going to go to Vincent Arthur, who's just peeking out front with a little help. Boy, Stella, I don't know about you. Very hard to not say that's Jeff Gordon there on the outside with
Oh.
Bobby Labonte sitting behind him.
I love it. I absolutely adore these paints.
Yeah, Josh Conover's even saying something about these schemes and numbers just brings happiness. I couldn't agree
Yes.
with you guys more. When I found out that Nora was bringing the Gen 4 and they were at least going to make it number and paint scheme conscious here, I was
Oh.
jumping for joy. I was so excited. I said, please, for God's sake, sign me up for this upcoming year. Because this is, to me, this is so exciting to see these guys go and make it definitely happen. And definitely what you want to see here are these Gen 4 drivers, and especially here at the National Oval Racing Association. if you guys think you can hang with them. And I'm showing you a few in-car views. It's pretty tough. If you think you can hang with the Nora guys, come out here, apply, race. We've got a few seats left to fill there to get a 43-car field. And a few extra seats are open for some of the team drivers out there. Whoa, load of contact with the wall there from the number 12, Sam Taylor.
I was going to say, Corey Harville took a chunk out of the wall just a lap ago. We might want to take a drone footage, see about the damage on those two.
Yeah, we'll see if we can see what's going on out there. Let me see if I can float something out there on Sam Taylor. He looks pretty good. And you're saying Corey Harville ended up with some trouble out there. Not showing right now. Yeah, it looks like we're almost in like one of those Greyhound bunny cams. They're on the outside. No can do.
Above his tire, right tire there.
Oh, full disconnect there by Jacob Lee. Holy cow. Yeah, the 42 right there. Dalton Tucker lets off.
I do not blame him.
Well, right now that row between Jacob Lee and Tay McDonald are blinking out there. Hopefully they're going to calm that down just a little bit. Waiting to see how these drivers here in the front hang in as they shoot here toward the start-finish line to get lap number 22 started here at the Gatorade 125 Duels. Number 2. Can't wait to see how they shoot through 3 and 4 here. Still held on by Vincent Arthur. I've got to say, Stella, right now, Vincent Arthur, the number 24, the year of 04, not bad. Jeff Gordon had a heck of a year. Right now, looking to definitely duplicate that, Vincent Arthur is. He's out front. All right, and I believe that is the Digger cam. Back when they first came out with the Groundhog cam.
Okay.
Yeah, the Groundhog's name was Digger. That is how you got the undercar view when they go by.
Okay.
State of the art.
Nice.
Yeah, now every car faces the driver. Every car has a roof cam. Every car has a nose and tail cam. It is almost part of the chassis setup now.
You know, they must count it into the weight and everything else, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, and the aerodynamics, too. You got to have that bubble on the way. All right, let's check out on Corey Harville, currently sitting in 8th. That gives him 3 on the night. Dalton Tucker's falling down. Can't blame him. I think he got a little nervous there with Jacob Lee. We lost him for about 800 feet and then couldn't find him again. Straggling off, still off the tail end of this field, is going to be Joey Stats out there. Terry Labonte's scheme. Hopefully we see the Kellogg's machine catch back up. Matthew George was in the front as well in the number 25, and James Hudson. So a lot of names that we saw way up front have decided to go ahead and march on to the back. I know some guys do drop off, especially on the backstretch, but normally that is a next-gen thing. Normally we see them fall way back or go ahead and decide to march to the inside. Most of the passing that you do see at a race like Daytona, you see them drop to the inside and dive a bomb into turn 3 to make that pass just so they can get a little bit of an edge. You can thank the number 3, the Intimidator, for that move.
Yeah, it is very strange. I mean, 1 through 8 are all up from where they started. Blake Hoppy is exactly in the middle at 9, with which is where he started. And everyone else below has completely, you know, flipped the field. It's almost like one of those reverse starts that you have in dirt. This is, I have to admit, I haven't seen this before. Not with an entire half a field.
Yeah. I see what you're talking about. You're talking about more of a field inversion.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yep, taking that. Also, Cody Height would like to note that the number 24 out there of Vincent Arthur was actually racing at Daytona not too long ago.
Nice.
Last month, he was actually doing a ARCA test drive out there at Daytona.
Outstanding.
So
I
this
do
should be...
understanding he might have been bumped around a little bit doing that too.
Yeah, well, he swears up and down the other guy had his eyes closed.
Oh, like the umpire in baseball.
Right. So
All
Vincent
right.
Arthur, resident race car driver. So he should be able to drive this one, no problem. So definitely a top 5 finish is what we're expecting to see out of the 24 machine. As he started way in the back and is using the duels to increase.
Yeah, who's increasing is Jay Christenberry. He is up 16 positions. And right now he doesn't have a big lead, but hey, it's when they hit the wire. Oh,
Yep.
pit stop
Pit
time.
stops are happening. I do want to note that Christenberry did start dead last and is now pit maneuvered there, sliding into pit. We'll see if he's black flagged for this.
Oh. My goodness. Okay, from 11 to 17s, come down.
All right, I do want to take a peek here at what happens to
Yes.
Christenberry on the way in. Green flag stops. Cody Smith has already got his eyeballs out watching for this. And this is where I would be nervous. What gets him? Is this Tay? Yeah.
Clink.
Remember I was talking about
Oh.
guys trying to stop.
Wow.
Yeah, Tay misses the commitment cone, so he'll be penalized as well.
Yep, sure will.
Boy, it makes you wonder how the rest of these guys fared for coming in under speed.
Now, Jake Christenberry's in and out in under 15 seconds, so he seems no worse for the wear. I think it's probably a really good thing that he had pit box like 2 feet away from the entrance.
Yep.
Looks like, yeah, Tay had to, he's 48 seconds. He got some kind of a spanking.
Yep. All right. Looks like Vincent Arthur is able to make it into pit. No problem there.
No problem. My goodness, he's got 14 incident points. Everybody was banking off of him.
Yeah, we'll get back live here in just a moment.
Wow. Now, Sam Taylor's the one that I am curious about. Number 12, still sitting down, minute and a half.
Oh, Sam Taylor?
Yes. What has happened to our number 12?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he collected some damage here. There he is. Yep, left front fender.
There it is. They're working on it. Oh, I saw a little bump come out. There's our last 3. Headed down and out of the pits.
Joey Stats heading on in. Eric Essary coming on in. And that's going to put us with Corey Harville into the lead here. And by a substantial margin over top of Dalton Tucker and Brady Moats. I don't expect Harville and Kaliba to get away, though. They're definitely going to make up some ground here. Brady Moats using the system. Starting to trust the process here, following behind Dalton Tucker. Alan Lykin sitting in 5th. James Hudson 6th. DJ Daniel heading back down pit road here.
Oh.
This may be a drive-through penalty here.
Ouch. That'll
DJ
switch things
Daniels'
up.
night just kind of got scrubbed. Matthew George as well.
You figure this is a speeding?
Definitely a possibility. As that is a drive-through served by DJ Daniel. Matthew George serving a drive-through.
And Sam Taylor, after 3 minutes, looks like he's got himself together enough to come on back out.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just wondering if he's fighting that damage still. Car looks in pretty good shape. It just looked like it's wiggling a little funny heading on out of pit. So they'll definitely talk to him here in a moment and see if he's doing all right out there. Let's get back to our guys here in the front. Dalton Tucker has the lead. As Harville and Kaliba thought they had something for this field, but no can do. This is them fighting around Tay McDonald. And Tay's going to be going down a lap here. Notice the 31 gets jammed up with the 06.
There we go.
And the 31 now is going to be playing catch-up. Corey Harville, little miscue here and loses the draft.
Ouch.
Stella, right now we are looking at a top 5 driver separated by 1/10 of a second.
Yeah, that's a nice little bunch right there, but I think these guys are going to try their best to get back up to them. The Tay and Harville. They've got the speed for it.
Yeah, and I definitely like noting a little bit, not only his positions gained for the night, but if you consider, if we think about only the Daytona 500 right now, this is how many rows they've gained. So Jake Christenberry, although down here in 10th, after leading and having a little bit of a spin out there heading into pit road, has still gained 7 rows for the Daytona 500.
Okay.
That puts a lot of cars behind him, especially since he started dead last in this duel. So this is fantastic race for him. Like I was saying, the only thing you could want to do when you come into the duels is gain. Right now, when you have a driver like Matthew George, right now he is scratching his head wondering, what have I done wrong? Right now, Matthew George has gone down 12 positions, which means 12 rows back. That's almost, that's just about 24 cars.
That's not good.
No. No. And not when it's going to be a legacy track like this, and it's going to be rough as a cob. So we'll see how he does out there. Currently sitting 36 seconds off pace. Our drivers are still sitting around 45. So very close that Dalton Tucker, Brady Moats, Dustin Kleber are going to catch up to him.
Yeah, I noticed the next 3, Al Likens, James Hudson, and Corey Harville, looks like they only took fuel. No tires for those 3.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Right now they are sitting back. I think they want to make sure they made up as much time as possible and do not get lost. Currently, drivers like Blake Hoppy are currently sitting back about 9.5 seconds here before they could get back there, and I think it's growing. We're almost up to 10 seconds, and I believe Vincent Arthur as well. So right now, it takes 2 to tango, but we need a third for some help here.
Really?
Get up to the front. Right now, I think the closest thing they've got is Brian Jones, Jake Christenberry, and Jacob Lee. These guys are sitting 9, 10, and 11. I think if these 3 can catch Blake Hoppy and Vincent Arthur, they may have a chance. But the amount of time right now that Blake Hoppy is losing to the drivers in front of him is steadily growing. Now 10.4 seconds off the lead. So that front chunk is getting away. It just goes to show you how critical green flag pit stops are going to be here at Daytona.
Yes. Yes, and I preach it all the time. Everybody practices racing the track. Practice coming into the pits as well. Find out what you can do as far as braking and turning your corners and whatnot with those old tires, because it's a one or the other. Either you're sliding in or you're sliding around, but make sure you practice that every couple of times you're out here on this track. It makes a world of difference. Like you say, you've got Hoppy and Arthur 10 seconds down from the front group and 10 seconds behind them being Brian Jones and Christenberry. That's almost insurmountable.
Yeah, that it is. Taking a look back there, that is Tay McDonald and Sam Taylor currently a lap down, chasing from behind. Sam Taylor is 4 laps down, but still out there racing. Going ahead and giving Alltel out there the best bang for their buck as a sponsorship. And Tay McDonald still chasing to work his way up to the front. Now, that was a little fumble that we saw heading into pit road there for Tay McDonald, getting into the back there of another driver. And I hate to see that. Yeah, I hate to see that for him. Christenberry getting the best of it, though, unfortunately still down in the 10th. A little different from the first set of duels here, Stella. We were green flagged the entire way, and that was almost the biggest mess up there, heading down into pit road. So if you were coming from duel number 1, you were tuned in here to duel number 2, you've got to be thinking, all right, so these guys are pretty excited about coming down into pit road. So now you know what to look for. Okay, Vincent Arthur, apparently wants to hang back a little bit. You see drivers like Christenberry who want to lead, and Jacob Lee want to lead. They want to get out front and out front quick. But then you've got other drivers like Al Likens, who hangs back a little bit, which is very unusual from the Al Likens I know. Al Likens I know started in the back, finished in the back, did some pit opportunities, got to lead some laps, and ended up in the back anyway. This guy is up here in the top 5, which is mind-blowing to me. Regardless of his finish tonight, still starts front row, number 1 spot on the outside row. So he'll be starting number 2 out there in the number 77 in the Kodak machine. So that'll be pretty exciting to see how well he is going to do coming from the Racing Revolution League where we had originally found Mr. Likens. So a couple of guys have been poking in here, taking a look at our broadcast. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in here tonight for this fantastic race that we've got running along here at Daytona. Now, the Gatorade Duels that we are looking at here are definitely separating and definitely causing some trouble out there for some drivers and definitely a nightmare for others. Regardless, this has been fantastic so far for the National Oval Racing Association Gen 4 Cup Series. Once again, if you think you can hang with these guys, don't forget to reach out. Josh Conover will be waiting on you. A few of the other drivers, I believe Brian Jones and Brady Moats, they will be out there to assist you as well. You can definitely tell it's that easy to join. Tay McDonald, I believe, joined last week, and so did Al Likens. And don't forget that Daryl out there, he also did it as well.
All right. Yeah, the more the merrier in my book. Because not everybody can race every race. Well, most of them can. But if not, I mean, I'd still like to see a full field every race.
Well, you were even saying that the number 22 team had at least 5 drivers that were actually behind the wheel of that car during this season at the time. So even if you were only a part-time driver, you know, we've got league teams out there looking for a couple extra guys to help fill some seats, especially for the races. Who knows? You might be able to come out here, own a couple of races, and help that team get up to the front. So I'm sure a couple of them, like Dale Earnhardt or Chip Nassy Racing, they'll be they'll need some assistance. But I don't know if Hendrick Motorsports is going to need any assistance out there.
Yeah, as many as 9 different drivers would run under one number back in the day. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, I would say via sponsorship and number-wise, yes. I couldn't imagine missing a race. You know.
Oh.
I mean, imagine somebody else running the 43 instead of Richard Petty. You know.
Oh.
Somebody else running the 24 except Gordon, which I believe Byron's in it now. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just some of them, the guy is married to the number, you know?
Yes.
But it was a huge switch when we saw, like, Dale Jr. go from the number 8 to the 88. At least he stayed in the range, but a lot of people just took that number 8 and drew another 8 on their shirt.
Oh,
Instead
really?
of buying new merch.
Oh my goodness! I only see 88 as Dale Jarrett. That's in.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I didn't know Junior went to an 88.
Yes.
That's like no.
Quick cut over here. Al Likens regaining the lead here with 8 to go. Pretty good timing here for the number 77 out front.
Way to do it.
Yeah.
Like he knew what he was doing, eh?
Well, it was very odd. Dustin Kleba actually marched out of that line. He dropped to the inside and went ahead and let everybody around him and going ahead and falling back. Dustin Kleba actually right back where he originally started this race. He'll be following behind Corey Harville currently, who's gained 6 rows on next week's race. So we'll definitely keep you guys updated. Check out there for the NOR Facebook page. I'm sure they'll have our starting grid for next week when this race comes to an end. We'll find out who, when, and where these guys are going to be starting. See how well they do. Great job here so far.
They are coming up on another clump of cars, though.
Yeah,
Let's
right
see
now
how-
this should be DJ Daniel and his pile that he's running with. Right now that's Matthew George hanging out in the back. Joey Stats is,
Yep.
yeah, his
He's in
plan
there in
didn't
number
work
5.
there. Eric Essary and
No.
DJ Daniel. And remember, these guys, some of these guys serve drive-thrus here. So we'll see how Al Likens fares here as he's working around. Outside line, yep. Around he goes. Good job here by Dalton Tucker going ahead and following along.
Now, this is when you play a little strategy. And do you cut down in front of these guys and have an inside line? Do you maintain the outside line? Do you leave somebody stranded? Ooh, okay. Speaking of which, Al Likens did that.
Yep.
I do not think that paid off.
No, not at all. Well, it didn't look like the 18 was picking up any pace. DJ Daniel having to make up some ground to start getting up to speed. So right now, Al Likens is now going to be following along. 5 to go. He may have been leading a little too soon. Normally you see guys want to lead this race with only about 2 laps left to go. Dalton Tucker lining this one up, seeing if he can come away with a win here. All right, 5 laps left to go. 4 will be at the line here at Daytona. Right now, side by side is Dalton Tucker and James Hudson. Hudson starting back in the 9th position here of this race.
Yeah, we had the shootout, Daytona Bud shootout. We had the final was Dustin Kleba, followed by Brian Jones and Joey Stats. So he is no stranger to being up front, but not tonight.
All right. Well, Kaliba still has a chance. He's currently sitting in that 6th spot. I don't know if you noticed Al Likens taking a look toward the inside. I have gotten a little hint out there that Al Likens has some upgraded equipment to get this one going. And boy, we got some bumping and banging here in the back. Right now, the number 12 sending it 3 wide. You ask for it, you're going to get it. That is Sam Taylor sending it 3 wide. That is a lapped car.
Oh,
Yep.
Tay McDonald blinks
Well, yeah.
in the middle.
And the 18 machine, also a lapped car. The 06, a lapped car. I'll tell you what, if one of these guys end up spinning out our guys in the front, there's going to be trouble.
That's
And
him.
there it is. Tay McDonald is around, bringing us out to a caution here. So close to the end of the race.
Wow.
Dustin Kleba caught up in it as well. Holy cow. I would say the one with the most to lose here.
My goodness.
Caution is out. And that should bring us to a green-white checkered here at the end.
Yes. We were already on lap 3, so it will remain on lap 3. And look at that nasty weather coming into Daytona. Sorry. Better finish up before they call the race. It's always lightning in Florida.
All right, let's take a look back at what happened. They get our caution. We saw Tay get turned here. There's the bump there from Kleba. Looks like no worse for the wear. I think
And
Tay tries to merge back
it
into
is.
his lane. Oof. And then Sam
Oh,
Taylor
and then
turns
12.
Kleba the rest of the way around. And
sure
stats.
did. Oh,
How's Sam Taylor
Everybody.
feel after this? Looks like he wants to try the Daytona Roval.
whoop. Hang it. Hold on. Got it.
Yeah, look at stats on the wall
Oh.
here a couple of times.
Yes.
I don't know if he had a mechanical problem there, but it turns him straight on the wall.
I'm going to have a bear of a time this season not calling him Matthew George. Give me a race or two.
All right. Well, that's going to trip it up a little bit. Right now, Cody Smith is out there giving us a little bit of a hint at what is upcoming here. To see how this one gets kicked off. I would be concerned here, Stella, looking at if fuel is going to be tight. Some guys are pitting, though.
Yes, they are. Blake Hoppy, Jacob Lee, Brian Jones, Eric Essery, and Joey Stats are in the pits.
Yep, that is the number 10 currently entering pit road.
Tay came down and I'm assuming is back out, or maybe he has called it a night.
Tay has
he
called
took
it
it
a
back.
night. Yep, Tay is taking it back to the garage. Too much damage.
Mm.
So we'll see the 32 get back out there. As this race taking a very odd turn right here at the end.
Yeah, so if what you're saying is they get to move up rows by how many places they've advanced, then this is a wonderful night for the top three right now. Dalton Tucker, Brady Moats, and James Hudson moving up 3, 6, and 7 rows respectively.
Yes.
Corey Harville's not doing bad either. He's up 6.
Yeah, I would say that would be true as to where Al Likens is finishing. So you could probably subtract 1 from each of them, as Al Likens will be starting in front of them regardless.
Ah. Okay.
I think Hudson's running out of fuel.
Oh.
Dude. Now, here's the big one here, Stella.
Okay.
He's coming down. He's gonna try to top off on fuel. Do you take tires? Can you get the heat built up in him enough?
Oh.
Oh yeah, he's taking them.
No.
He's taking tires
Maybe
here.
just outsides?
There's the rights. And lefts are up.
Oh,
Okay.
all of
Hudson
them.
taking 4 in fuel.
Good to know.
I like the idea. I mean, you've already kind of sealed your fate here. 10th is where he's starting.
Well, it looks like Kristenberry might have had the same idea there.
That's the unfortunate part. The only other thing is Blake Hoppy, Brian Jones, and Jacob Lee came down as well. Looks like 4 tires and fuel for them. Jacob Lee was down there for about 38 seconds. So maybe fixing some more damage to the front nose of that 10.
Yeah, with nothing left to lose, 7 on back all came down. Yeah, from 7 to 15. All came down within 48, 49s, 50 even with Kristenberry, lap number. And then 1 through 6 have not been in since lap 27.
Currently sitting inside the number 1 Chevrolet here of Brady Moats.
You know, I think it'd be kind of cute if they did some of the older helmet styles. But maybe by 2004 they were looking like that, huh?
Yes.
Oh, after 2001. Never
Yep.
mind.
There you go. Look at you using that gray matter. I love it.
Mm.
All right,
Occasionally.
let's get ready. Green flag coming back out. Cody Smith saying the Alabama kid of Brady Moats has got this race. Here we go. Let's see, can he do it? He'll be following behind Brady Moats here with 2 laps left to go here in the Gatorade 125's duel number 2. Right now, Tucker, Moats, Likens. Likens trying to take a look at the outside. I like his line. That's a lot smoother. Little nudge there to the edge there of Brady Moats. Likens trying to hold on to it. Not bad there by his Dodge as we see him shooting around the outside. Going to get some help there from Corey Harville in the Robbie Gordon machine. Does Al Likens stick to that outside line? Yes, he does.
Yes.
Yeah, right now, Stella, I think the best idea here would be Al Likens to drag that brake and do not let Dalton Tucker get in front of him, but don't pass him too far, as the outside line may take it over. White flag this time by. Still held on to Al Likens by less than a tenth.
Wow, I'm just watching Corey Harville, man. I'm not quite sure if he's happy where he is. Either that or these cars are not pushing very happily tonight.
No. Well, we just cooled off some heated up tires out there. They're getting back at it. One driver who I want to note, the number 45 of Brian Jones, pit on lap 49, who slid up into the 5th spot. Still outside line, needs a huge push here, and right now Corey Harville's going to be the guy to do it. Can they get it here at the line? Right now sitting on board with Al Likens. Here it comes to the line. And Dalton Tucker's going to take that one.
He sure did.
Holy
Followed
cow.
by Al Likens, Brady Moats, Corey Harville, and Brian Jones. That's our top 5.
Boy, not bad there. Dalton Tucker starting next week will only gain 1 row, though.
Hey.
So Dalton
He
Tucker
only
will
won
actually
by
be
half a
starting
car.
behind Al Likens in the next series. Awesome job here. So Dalton Tucker, Al Likens, Brady Moats, Corey Harville, and Brian Jones are our guys who made it 1 through 3.
Cody Smith, you were close. You made it on the podium.
Wow, excellent race. I don't know about you guys. I always love watching this kind of racing out here. Never gets your blood pumping there. Brings you to the time of old, you know, when the racing, to me, back when NASCAR was NASCAR.
Almost when NASCAR was nasty car.
Brady Moats out there. Now Likens going ahead and taking it back to the garage out there. Not interested in tearing up that car.
Fair enough.
All right, Josh Conover saying 2 great duels. Yes, I've got to admit, out of 100 laps here, if you consider 100 laps, only 1 caution. So,
Yes.
yeah, this should be good. This should be good. All right, guys, hang in there. We're going to try to find our top 3, and we'll run it through. Alrighty, we are catching up with our 3rd place finisher here of Brady Moats. What an awesome job he did out there in the post machine. Dude, talk to me about this race. Only 1 caution here, but you survived all the way to the end.
Pat, I'll tell you what, I absolutely love these cars. These cars are awesome. I mean, I hope it puts on great racing. It sure looked like it from my seat. Me and Dalton gave her hell all night and just tried to stay out front and just tried to work good together. And yeah, it was so much freaking fun, man. I am so glad to be running this series this year.
Hendrick Motorsports is proud to have you out there running in the 3rd position. Not bad here tonight. Now, this does move you up a good bunch of rows here, moving into the Daytona 500 next week. I mean, how does this kind of set your confidence level for the upcoming run, especially at a legacy track?
Yeah, we learned a lot. The bumps, it makes it fun, has some character to the track, so it's obviously a little harder to drive, but it's fun. I mean, we just learned a lot tonight about how the car handles in the draft and everything. Just how to take the pushes and how to give the pushes to the guy in front. A little bit different from being kind of in next gen mode. So, next gen mode, you could just kind of slam the car all the way around the racetrack and anywhere you go on a super speedway. And now in these things, you got to be a lot more I guess I have a lot more finesse and delicacy with it, you know. But man, it's fun. I just can't wait for the 500. It's going to be so much fun and good strategy and good stuff. Hopefully we got some green flag racing like we had in both duels tonight for the 500. I mean, that would be cool. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I definitely expect to see it be just as great as it was here tonight. Before I let you go and get your shout-outs here, is overheating an issue out there with these cars?
Absolutely, yes. I had to back off of Dalton there for a while. Honestly, I don't really remember how many laps I pushed straight on him. I think it was probably like maybe 1.5, 2. But yeah, it kind of gets up there. The oil temp gets there first, you know, and then it takes a while for the oil temp to come down. But yeah, it's a little bit of an issue, but not as crazy as other cars.
All right, man. Congratulations on your third place finish here in Duels number 2. The process does work on occasion. Go ahead and give me shout outs.
I'd like to shout out Josh for putting on this league, putting on everything for us, and Cody and all the admins. This is a great idea. Amazing idea that they came up with this year to do. Fun, refreshing, and everything. I'd like to shout out for y'all for putting on an amazing broadcast every week when we had this stuff. Thank you to Dalton for working with me. And Brian right there at the end. Brian Jones helping us out there at the end, sticking with us.
Great race out there, Brady, and we'll see how you do at Daytona next week.
Yeah, appreciate it, Pat. Thank y'all.
Yep. All right, man. Great job out there by Brady Moats. Now, for somebody I haven't talked to, I'm not even sure I've even talked to him in this position. Al Likens, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Dude, you have made it. I heard you have an upgrade in equipment, which is definitely would be a great explanation, other than time in, of how you came up with a second place finish here. Talk to me about it and how you're going to be starting the Daytona 500 next week.
Yeah, it's a heck of a race. I do have some upgrade equipment. It's made a difference, and I had to fight and claw to get back to the front, but I almost had it. The 31 pulled up at the last second on me.
Man, Corey Harville was trying to give you a little bit of a shove there. I don't think he had enough of a run. If he had leaned back a little bit and then kind of pushed again, may have given you a chance. But, man, what a finish right here at the end. I think it was a 40,000th gap is what the difference was between you and Dalton Tucker. Regardless, hopefully you and Dalton Tucker had a good night here tonight because he starts behind you next week.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely fun racing the 42. I had a lot of fun there at the end. Try to keep it clean, not wreck the whole field.
All right. Well, we come away from the qualifying. We've got the Gatorade Duels down. Now, let's talk a little bit about the track. You know, is there anything that was unexpected out there that kind of caught you off guard here tonight, or is this about what you're expecting and ready to run a whole ton of laps next week?
It's what I expected. It's bumpy, but it's a whole lot of fun to drive. That's what I like.
All right, man. Congratulations here, especially meeting up with me, but joining here at the NORA, the National Oval Racing Association for the Gen 4 Cup Series, man. Al Likens, dude, shout-out time.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates and Darrell Johnson and Sam Taylor and Dylan Picklesheimer and Tay and all them boys. All good group to race with, and James Hudson. And appreciate what you do and your crew and this league.
All right, Al Likens, congratulations, man. I for some reason, man, something inside tells me we're going to be talking a lot more here later on. But you got a lot of tough drivers out there battling for the same position. Good luck to you, and we'll see how you do next week.
All right, thank you.
All right. Look at that. Al Likens. I think that's the first time I've heard that guy's voice. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and talk to Dalton Tucker. We talked to this feller before. All right, Stella, let's let you lead this one.
No.
All right, well, Dalton Tucker, man, what a race win here. You got it right there at the end, squeezed it out by just a hair. Boy, talk to me about this race, dude. Rough track, rough racing, one caution. What's up?
Yeah, that was very different than the shootout. A ton of bumps, fighting it the whole time. Luckily, I have a good buddy in Brady that stuck with me pretty much from halfway all the way to the end. And I thought they had us at the end. It looked like the 31 might have peaked out from the 77, and that gave us a little bit of momentum. But I think they had us if they just stayed together.
Yeah, Well, definitely, as they were trying to get something. I know the anchor of Dustin Kaleba out there was trying his best, especially after the tangle up he had during that caution that he suffered back there on lap number 48. When you see the bumps in the track, a lot of guys were sliding up from the bottom line up to the middle. I mean, is there just a line you shouldn't run or a certain depth you shouldn't go around these turns to avoid that sort of an issue out there?
Honestly, I don't think you can avoid it. You kind of just run a line that you're comfortable with, and you kind of build a rhythm just throughout the race. And whoever your drafting partner is, you kind of just get in sync with them. And whatever works, I think, is the line you want to take. Some people like the top, some like the middle, and really, you gotta find someone to work with that they'll kind of stick with you.
Yeah, we found a lot of guys kind of noticing bumping that yellow line, and they would sling back up the track. That would explain the wide berth you guys give each other, especially heading around these turns. There's at least a solid lane that you can shoot up to center if we were in the next-gen cars, but obviously you guys have figured out it's not a good idea to really be bumping door-to-door with these.
Yeah, I think you got to be a little safe until the end, which I'm sure y'all noticed that, where we gave a lot of room throughout the race, but last 10 to go or so, it was definitely a lot tighter.
No, I don't blame you. You've made it there. You made it to the end. Might as well send it the rest of the way. Hopefully we'll see you be able to do the same thing at Daytona next week where, yep, that's going to be the final week at Daytona. I'm sure you've had enough of that, going from the shootout to the Gatorade, then to the Daytona 500. Man, this is going to be wild here. You'll be starting actually behind Al Likens there, man. How's that make you feel with the sitting behind the 77 who was just sitting catty-cornered you off that right quarter panel?
Honestly, I'm not against it because I just saw how he raced this. He's very clean, so I feel safe up near the front. I know some guys like to back off, go to the back, but I like the guys that are up near the front, so maybe we'll just stick it out up there and try to be safe all race.
Yeah, well, definitely. I would say it would take a lot of consciousness and wherewithal up front. I know a couple of drivers that did decide to march out, Joey Stats being one of them, marched to the back, and Matthew George as well, and they ended up 14th and 15th, unable to recover from a few fumbles that they had, and unfortunately gave up the track position to put them in that situation. But, man, Dalton Tucker, congratulations on your win here at the second round here of the Duels. Go ahead and give me a shout-outs from the 42 Haviland machine.
Of course, just appreciate y'all in the booth. Y'all do a great job every week for Nora. Huge shout out to Brady, and stuck with me from pretty much the pit stop all the way to the end, so might have to return the favor, but win's a win next week, so we're going to have to see how the end of that goes, but definitely a huge shout out to Brady.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely see how Hendrick Motorsports deals with all these cars out here. You guys definitely have a commanding team out there, a lot of strong drivers, and we'll see how you guys can fare at Daytona, the 500 that we'll see next week. Congratulations on your win, and we'll see how you do, buddy.
Appreciate it.
All right, Stella, that's going to do it here for the second round here of the Duels. What a battle it was, especially right there toward the end. Excellent job by all of our drivers out there, and especially still able to hang in, though. I would say you got plenty of opportunities all over the track to come up with some sort of another opportunity to fight back toward the front, but with such a bumpy track, so rough it is, and these cars darting all over the place, it's hard to tell where somebody's going to be around each and every turn.
Well, even if they mean to be in one place, that bump can change their mind and their car's attitude real quick.
Oh, that it can, 110%. So we'll definitely see if that is going to end up being any sort of trouble out of our guys later on here on the run. All right, everybody here, that's going to do it for us here at SimTraX Broadcast and bring you the National Oval Racing Association, the Gem 4 Cup Series. Thank you for joining and subscribing here tonight. Watch out, I've already got it posted up there for the Daytona 500 next week. Make sure you go ahead and hit that notification bell. We're ready to go. 8:30 sharp, we'll be taking green flag next Monday. Until then, be well, be safe, be kind. We'll see you all guys next time.